For most organizations, implementing a new ERP system is a big undertaking. It's a big jump going from where you are today to where you're going to be in the future. In this video, I'm going to whiteboard for you how to better navigate that jump between where you are today and where you could be in the future with a new ERP system. My name is Eric Kimberling. I'm the CEO and founder of Third Stage Consulting. We're an independent and technology agnostic enterprise software consulting firm. And what I'm going to do for you today is I'm going to whiteboard some thoughts around how do we make that jump from where we are today to where we want to be or could be in the future with a new ERP system. So bear with me. I'm going to stop my video and show a whiteboard screen here and demonstrate some of this for you. So just to visualize this whole concept here, we start off with ERP system. Let's put an ERP system, whatever it might be, whether it's SAP, Oracle, Microsoft, Infor, Epicor, doesn't matter. You're implementing a new ERP system, or maybe ERP systems of some sort. And we're going to put that over here on the right. That's kind of our future state. Over here on the left, we have our business, and this is where we are today. It's got everything, including the spreadsheets we use, our broken processes, manual processes. Maybe we're using an old legacy ERP system, maybe a mainframe or green screen system, whatever it is. There's a big gap here between where we are today and where we want to be in the future. So the question becomes, how are we going to make that jump? How are we going to get from where our business is today to where the ERP system could take us with all of its machine learning and artificial intelligence and predictive analytics and employee self-service and all this cool stuff that 10 or 20 years ago we would have never thought existed? How do we make that jump? Well, here's the reality. The reality is we're not going to make that jump in its entirety. In most cases, what happens is, rather than making this entire jump as you see it here, most of the time companies end up falling somewhere short. They fall somewhere in the middle. And that's not in and of itself necessarily a bad thing. If we don't fully leverage the full capabilities of an ERP system, it's not the end of the world. But what is the end of the world is when we expect to get all the way to the end here. You know, we've got a big gap here that we've left on the table. We've set expectations that we are going to fill that gap, but we don't. So the question then becomes, how can we set more realistic expectations and have a better vision for what it is we want to accomplish with our new ERP system? So the reality is we're going to fall somewhere in the middle in most cases. For most organizations, we're going to make somewhat of an improvement from where we are today. Other organizations, in this case, this organization is just making sort of an incremental improvement. So we'll say this is their particular spot they want to get to. Another organization that I'll highlight in green might decide that they're going to go a little further and they're willing to take on more of the heavy lifting and take on some of the challenges that go along with making a more monumental or quantum leap type of improvement. And then I'll add just a third dimension that shows another company that gets pretty darn close to using the ERP system in its full potential. Maybe they do even get to the point where they are fully realizing the ERP system. So first thing I'll note is you want to define early on where it is you want to be and where you realistically can be. And it's not a one-time answer either. It could be that on day one of go live, we plan to be right here, but then when we get to phase two or a year out, we're going to incrementally improve until we get to right here. But whatever the case may be, we want to define what that level of jump is. Now, obviously, there's a lot of details that go in here in terms of what does it mean? What do these X's mean as far as where they fall on the spectrum or how close they get to where the ERP system capabilities are? And there's a lot of detail that we would define behind that to help define that. But in general, just conceptually, I want to visualize what it is that we're trying to accomplish here in terms of how much of a jump we want to make. So the first thing we want to do, or the reason why these decisions are so important, is because it ensures alignment as an organization. We want to decide if we just want to make an incremental improvement, as is the case right here, highlighted in black. That's okay. That's more of an incremental improvement. Maybe we're just automating our current business processes. We're adding some slight efficiency gains, but we're not trying to boil the ocean. We're not trying to adapt a ton of new technologies that we didn't already have. So it's more of an incremental improvement. For these guys over here in blue on the far right over here, they may be willing to make this big jump where they are going to embrace new technologies, they're going to overhaul their business processes, they're going to redesign their organization. That's okay too, as long as they understand what that's really going to take. There is no one size fits all answer for organizations going through this process. And the problem with ERP vendors and system integrators and implementation partners is they often assume a one size fits all answer, or they assume that we're going to be over here on the right side, or they may make assumptions around where you fall on the spectrum that may or may not be aligned with your reality. So we want to make sure we have alignment on where it is we're headed. The other part of this is expectation setting. So if we know where we fall on the spectrum of current state to future state and how big of a gap or a jump that is, we can set expectations accordingly. If we're over here on the blue side of the screen and we're making that big quantum leap, we need to set expectations and make sure people are okay with the fact that that's going to take us longer, it's going to cost more money, it's going to be more painful, it's going to be more risky, but we're assuming and expecting that at the end of the day, there'll be a higher ROI on that. So if we set those expectations and everyone's aligned, then we're good. But if not, then we may decide that we're actually not in blue. Maybe we're closer to green or the black side of the spectrum here. So whatever the case may be, we want to make sure we're setting expectations. It also helps us define scope. So where we fall on the spectrum allows us to better define what modules we do and don't need, or do and don't want. How much organizational change and process change are we willing to take on in the scope, or do we think we need to take on to address where it is we fall on the spectrum? Defining that scope is extremely important. It also helps us define our strategy and plan for the overall transformation. And the strategy and plan is going to look very differently depending on where you fall on the spectrum. If you're on the black left side of the screen, where it's an incremental improvement, that's going to look a lot different than if you're on the green or blue side of the screen here. Very different resource commitments, very different durations, very different risk profiles, very different costs. And so we want to make sure we understand where we are so we can define the best strategy and plan. And then finally, and somewhat related to the strategy and plan, is the organizational change component. The bigger the change, the more organizational change management we need to support that change. No matter where we are on the spectrum, even if we're far left here on the black side of the spectrum, where we're just making that incremental change from where we are today, that's still probably a bigger change than any of us expect, and it's going to require a lot of change management, and change management will probably be the most important determining factor of whether or not we're successful in this transformation. If we're over on the green or the blue side of the spectrum, organizational change is even more important, and we want to invest even more time and money in that organizational change management activity and work stream the further along that we move down the spectrum. So I want to leave you with 3 things to think about as you're defining what this digital transformation is to you, and whether this digital transformation is really more of a business transformation where we're truly transforming the business, or whether this truly is just a ERP implementation, ERP upgrade, more of a digital technology enablement type of project. It's not an either or decision. Again, it's somewhere on the spectrum here, with the bigger jump being the more business transformation focus in the blue and the green. But if you're closer to the left side of the spectrum, you're probably looking at more of a ERP implementation, digital transformation type of initiative. And either one is okay. There's no right or wrong answer. We just want to make sure we're on the same page. But understanding where we are and what we need to do next is very important. So what do we do to ensure we have the right plan, and we take this model into consideration with our digital transformation or ERP initiative? First of all is to decide where on the spectrum you fall. So that's really important. And even if it's a whiteboard session where you have a session just like this, and it's not at all scientific or necessarily overly structured or quantitative, but just conceptually, where does your executive team and your project team think we fall in terms of how big of a jump this is going to be? Even if it's on a scale of 1 to 5, or some simplified way to just understand the lay of the land and understand where we're pointing the needle and the compass in terms of how big of a jump we're willing to take and that we think we need to take. The other part of this is develop a strategy and plan that is in sync with that. So we want to make sure that we have a overall project strategy and plan that is in sync with how big of a jump that's going to be for us. And above all, no matter where you fall on the spectrum, don't forget organizational change, because that is going to be the biggest determining factor of success. And that's the thing that we want to make sure we keep an eye on the most. So I hope you found this content informative. We also have included a link to the 2019 Digital Transformation and ERP report, which you can click on below in the description field here. Feel free to download that. And if you enjoyed this video, I encourage you to please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with your colleagues as you see fit. I'd also love to hear any comments you might have in the comments field below. So hope you have a great day and look forward to chatting with you soon. Take care.